Good morning, Fatherosophy family. Hope your day is going awesome, and I hope you're having great success in everything you put your hands on. Today, we want to talk about something that's it's a little bit interesting and it's close to my heart because I'm dealing with it. And so I kind of call it the turns, like when you go into a turn and when things change. So at my house, got a nice little golf cart, kind of a gator situation where, you put some stuff in the back and the kids can ride on it. It's all great fun and great times. And it go pretty fast. So the thing will go 30, 40 miles an hour when you're cruising straight or going down a hill, but it's not very dangerous while you're driving straight. That's pretty simple. But where it gets kind of crazy and a little bit dangerous is when you go into a turn. And depending on how sharp or how hard that turn is, you could really throw somebody off of this thing. So we've kind of seen that from experience. When the boys aren't holding on, we hit a turn pretty hard, they can end up on the far side or barely hanging on, or outside the actual cart. So the turns is what I want to talk to you about today. And what does that look like in the life of your children? In my case, in the life of my boys, what's that look like? And I can tell you what some of those turns have been, where it's pretty easy going when everything's straight, but something happens when you go through a turn. Sometimes it's turning a certain age, and sometimes it's getting to a certain stage in life, like first day of school. That's a big turn in a boy's life, or in a girl's life, when you go there and, like, it used to be just mom and dad, and I know what the rules are, and I know how to get praise, and I know what's going to happen. But a big turn when you go to first day of school, and how do you deal with that? How do you prepare for that? And the one we've experienced recently is, my son turns 8 years old a little while ago, and then it's video games. Video games is a new turn because now you have access to things that I didn't create, that I didn't give you. It's not a coloring book where everything's printed and I can make sure it's all good. It's new content, new images, and everything's fast and it's action packed. And so I can look and see, man, this is kind of a new level here. Like, what do we do here? How do I make sure I don't lose my boys in the turns? And then another turn is you discover girls. And that's a whole nother level of turns. But you got to be there for that, because when they start discovering girls, or the opposite sex, girls discovering boys, and what they watch online and what they have access to, and screen time and social media and how all that works, these are all turns in their life. And so you got to be there, because a straightaway is good. Once they have a rhythm and a pattern that's set, go to school, come home, have dinner, talk about our day, watch a little TV, everything is straight and narrow. But when they go into something new, you kind of got to be there for that. And so, some of the other turns are when they get a little older, they start driving. First time they start driving, now they're away from the house. I can't control who they're around, who they see, where they're going to be. I have some idea of those things, but I don't have full control anymore. That's a big turn. It's a big change. And what about when they start making decisions on their own? 18 years old, off to college, fully out of my control. Well, how do you deal with those things? So the first piece of advice, step one, anytime you're in a turn on the golf cart or in life, you got to lean into that thing. You got to lean into that turn, because you want to have everybody leaning into the resistance of what's about to happen. So if all the momentum is getting ready to shift in this turn, then you have to be prepared for that all the focus of your energy, your strength, first of all, you need to be there and be present, but then help your child lean into their position of strength, basically, so they know you're with them, but also we're going to lean towards the good. We're going to lean towards the thing that's going to keep us safe and keep us on a straight and narrow. Another thing you got to do when you go into a turn is you got to slow down. So sometimes the hectic pace of life, it can be crazy. So we got sports and games and school and boys and girls and playing and running around, and let's eat a meal, let's go to bed, let's watch a movie, let's wake up. It gets crazy. So when you go into a turn and something big is getting ready to change and you can see it up ahead, what do? You always slow down a little bit. Just hit the brakes a little bit, slow it down. Take away some of those distractions and take away some of those things, and be present and be close to your kids. That way they know you're with them, but also everything's slowed down as we go into this new territory, this new turn. And the last thing, as you know, you're going to be together with them, make sure they know they're not alone in the turns. Like, they may feel like it's alone, first day of school, first time driving, first time out doing something new. You need to be there before, in the middle if you can, and after, supporting and encouraging that as they go through these turns and changes, you're there to give them guidance and help so that in the future, now that they've made a few turns on their own, they've been through some new situations on their own. As those new situations arrive and you're not there, you can trust them to make those great decisions moving forward. So, lesson for today, don't lose your kids in the turns. Look out for them, be prepared for them, lean into it, slow down, and help them know they're not alone. Thanks. We'll see you guys tomorrow.